What's going on, Jerome's? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? So, it's a fun Friday. So, we're going to explore the space a little bit in the 7-round mock draft. Now, I know that some people are getting a little bit of draft fatigue, myself as well. We only got 3 weeks to go. But also, it's funny. Like, reports say that the Vikings are into McCarthy, and reports say that Jared Daniels doesn't want to be with the Vikings. It's very taxing this time of year. Pun intended. So, Vikings sitting at 11, chilling. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see what the hell happens. So, say that trading up into the stratosphere is a little cost prohibitive for the Vikings. And whether it's Williams, Daniels, McCarthy going to the Patriots, now Harrison Jr., Rome Odunze, and it could be a spot where the Cardinals and the Chargers are just obstinate. They just want to stick and pick. They just want their receiver, and then Drake May just falls to the Giants. Certainly could happen that way, right? It would be unfortunate, but like I said, it is indeed what it is. So now the Vikings ideally do want to come away with a quarterback, but we're going to turn this mother father on its head. We're going to take 2 of them. That's exactly what we're going to do. So we got a couple trade offers. Bengals want to come up to 18. First off, I need the ammo. It's gonna cost you, Chief. I'm gonna gouge your eyes out. Hey. What's the Bengals de facto GM name? It's Duke something. All right. So if you want to move up 7 spots, it's gonna cost you your second, and it's gonna cost you your third. In fact, because I'm so magnanimous, I will kick you in 167 just because it's you, my friend. My friend. All right, so Vikings dropped down 7 spots. All right, so Bengals came up for Olufashanu. Ooh, so Latham. All right, so the Vikings now here are chilling. Johnny Newton is there. Byron Murphy is there. Latu is there. I'm really starting to get into the Latu business, man. I really am. So 18, Vikings sitting here. I would take Murphy in this spot. Let's see, the Buccaneers want to come up. What can we get from the Bucs? All right, so effectively we're moving down 8 spots, but it's going to cost you. It is going to cost you. All right. Do we just package this thing together? So we want 1, 2, 3 for 18, and we'll include a suite of day 3 selections. Offer, trade, and hands. So resume. And go. So they came up for BTJ. It's understandable. All right, so Murphy and Latu went. Johnny Newton still on the board, chilling. All right, so let's take a look at our draft capital real quick. So Kwesi has 23, 26, 2 second-round picks, 2 third-round picks. Now, I want that 5th-year option. So the Niners are interested in trading, but I mean, I'm sure they're in on 23. But I want 31. I need it. So that's 7, please. Child, please. All right, so we packaging up 2 and a 3. Give me a 7 as an homage to Ricky Spielman. There you go. All right, offer, trade, and enhance. One more time. All right, fine. We will drop the 7th round pick. You're overcooking my grits, man. All right, so now we're even getting a better 7th round pick. There we go. All right, so now we are going to indeed stick and pick in this spot. So Johnny Newton, B-gap destroyer, someone I love. Jackson Powers Johnson is there. Zach Frazier is a guy that I've professed my love about. Bo Nix is also there. So in this spot, have so many options. Darius Robinson would be great on the Vikings too. Penix Jr., of course, is the guy. Got a lot of options. So we got 3 first-round picks, but first one is indeed going to be Johnny Newton. So we get that defensive lineman who can get his own rush. We have that defensive lineman who can get after things both in the run and the pass. And frankly, he took over a handful of Illini games last year. So getting him in this spot. Now, it is a little bit of a trade-off. Now, I see Johnny and Byron Murphy about equal. And I would actually give the slight edge to Johnny because Murph basically did it for 1 year. Johnny Newton has multiple years of dominance. Latu would have been really interesting as well. If I was standing on business for one of the offensive linemen, Graham Barton would be it. He goes 14. So now the Vikings, we have 26, and we do have 31. So in this spot, I think realistically, I think Penix is going to go in the top half of the first round. Same thing with Bo Nix. But now we're here chilling, and what do we do in this spot? So Vikings certainly could go corner, Cooper DeJean, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Now, in terms of style, I think they're both very good defensive backs, but if the Vikings want to move to more man, Kool-Aid is obviously the guy. I think DeJean is going to be a very good all-purpose defensive back, Honey Badger adjacent. Tyler Newman just there sitting winking at us. JPJ is there, but I've discussed it. I think that there are some concerns about JPJ, namely, yes, I think that he's a little bit more raw than Barton. I think he's a little bit more raw than Zach Frazier. And also, you do have to take into account the Oregon offense, but his movement skills are great. His power is great. Zach Frazier is just that dog. I can't get past it. Playing with that broken leg, plays a great anchor, is a great leader up front. If you're looking for a true blue center, I think Zach Frazier's the guy. I really do. All right, so we're going to target Frazier at 31. And at 26, we're going to stick and pick and take a quarterback. So I know that I've expressed my reservations about Bo Nix. So that's why in the spot we are going to roll the dice yet again on Michael Penix Jr. Now, the Vikings have done a ton of homework on Penix. They met with him at the Combine. They weren't at his pro day since the bulk of them were at the Drake May pro day because they happened on the same day for whatever reason. But they did have the full contingent. They sent their entire staff out to Seattle last weekend for the Penix private meeting. So all in with Lefty. And if he stays healthy, he has a chance to be that guy. He really does. And for all the reasons we explained, we are going Zach Frazier in this spot. So the Vikings were able to squeeze out 3 first-round picks from their 2. And they check the boxes in terms of quarterback of the future, in terms of defensive lineman, in terms of offensive lineman as well. So now Vikings got a couple of trade offers. Just looking at our picks. So we still have 1 second-round pick at 57. We have 1 third-round pick at 97. And we could maneuver around just a smidge. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We got 2 trade offers. Actually, let's see who's on the board first. So Ruger, Jalen Polk, Marshawn Nealon, I think could be a stud. Chris Jenkins would be great. Edrin Cooper's a stud. Christian Haynes. I need some Haynes in my life, man. Kyrie Jackson. So in terms of length on the outside, in terms of what that guy brings to the table, I think he would be great in what Flores wants to do on this defense. Rattler is also there. Brandon Dorless. I mean, Dorless may be one of the most underrated defensive linemen in this class. And Dorless and Johnny Newton together would be just sexy time. T'Vondre Sweat, of course, is my guy, my crush, my everything. He's my first, my last, my everything. All right, so I want to maneuver. This is going to be tough, actually. All right, so there's specific guys that I want to target here. All right, so Kyrie Jackson would be nice to have. Andrew Phillips, I think, is underrated. Renardo Green might be the best man corner in this class. So I want to make sure that I secure him. His ADP it was like 89, I believe. So 97 is probably going to be too low. All right, so let's make a move here. They're not interested, of course not. All right, let's set the other trade offer. So they want to come up to 85. All right, so they would do that. All right, so they'd want a 4.57, 3.457 to come up to 85, or whatever 157 is. I could live with that. Yeah, I can live with that. All right. Now the other trade. So the Jets are interested in coming up. Although I do have plans, man. I do. So 72. 72 is a bit of a gamble. Oh, man. Man. So going from the back end of the second round to the top of the third round, you're dropping down 15 picks. Is that going to be worth it? Or do just squeeze you? No? Nothing doing there? All right, future 3, no. I don't know, man. All right, so for future 3, how about 3-4? There we go. All right, so coming down 15 spots. Or do we just stick and pick? Do we just say screw it? Screw it. All right, so we are just going to stick and pick. All right, so Nealon is there. Chris Jenkins is there. Edgerrin Cooper is there. Christian Haynes. Christian Haynes would be so freaking fantastic, man. And I know that we said we're going to take 2 quarterbacks. Screw it. We're just going to throw that out the window. I know that Dorless, I know that his ADP is 74. I don't care. I think Dorless could be a true destroyer of worlds. His best spot is going to be that 4-tech, 5-tech, but he does bring in a pass rush pedigree. And I think that he is going to be sublime on the Vikings defensive line. All right, so you have Johnny Newton and Brandon Dorless along the defensive line. Baby, we're back. We are indeed back. So now we're on the clock again, and Renardo Green is there. And that's the guy that we had targeted this entire time, and that's the guy that we were going to take. So, got 2 defensive linemen. We got our future center in Zach Frazier. We got a quarterback of the future, and also we have a potential lockdown press man cornerback in Renardo Green. So, feeling pretty good. And now, just suturing things up in the 7th round. Do we just always take Evan Anderson? He's our crush. I got a crush on you. A crush on you. I got a crush. All right, so Isaiah Davis. I think that we can just get as a regional UDFA. So I think we'll go that route. The rest of the way, Curtis Jacobs, I like. Trey Knox. Rasheen Ali. You know, given his injury, I feel like he's sort of been the forgotten guy in this draft class. Yes. Trevin Wallace, physical freak, linebacker. Kenny Logan's in Messina. Darren Gant. Nathaniel Watson. There's so many really good linebackers that check the boxes physically that just fell down in the draft. That's what happens, man. All right, so in this spot, yeah, I know he's our old standby, but Evan Anderson, no true blue nose tackle with some pass rushing upside. Oh, we got 3 trade offers. Dylan McMahon, nah. We're going to take a tackle project. Now, so Barnhart is there. I mean, Michigan could have 6 offensive linemen drafted, which is hilarious. Actually, screw it. We're just going to do it. There we go. All right, so didn't get the linebacker. Didn't get the wide receiver. Didn't get the running back. It's okay. But building up in said trenches and just really getting after things, as well as getting your a potential cornerback 1. Yes. So moving around, shaking and grooving and chucking and jiving. They said could have drafted Cooper DeJean. There you go. But through a myriad of trades, don't really need to go through all of them, but the Vikings ended up with 3 first-round picks, 23, 26, and 31. Jumping Johnny Newton, as well as so John Newton and Brandon Dorless along the defensive line. Let's go hunt. I mean, in terms of guys that can get their own pass rush, in terms of guys that are going to really set things up front. I mean, Johnny Newton, Brandon Dorless, as well as, don't forget about Evan Anderson. He's my crush for a reason. Up front, I love it. Offensive line-wise, so Carson Barnhart, could potentially be groomed as that swing backup tackle, sure. But what the meat is Zach Frazier. And Zach Frazier is a tone setter. Zach Frazier is a culture changer up front. This offensive line is going to be rugged. It's going to be tough as nails. And, I mean, yeah, maybe Frazier plays guard for a year and then slides in and takes over for Bradbury, yes. But having your center of the future and having it be Zach Frazier, I'm in, man. Also, the Vikings, so 2 offensive linemen, yeah. So Penix Jr., I understand all the reservations with Penix, all the medicals, all everything concerning. Yes, it is concerning. Rolling the dice. But no one is a better thrower in this class. I think upside is certainly there. And the second that Penix takes a deep play action, rears back, and just drops a piss missile dime to Jefferson or Addison, all of a sudden, everyone's concern will just be leaving their body, like Exorcist style. That's what's going to happen. And then Renardo Green is also one of my crushes. I think that he eventually will be an island, set it and forget it, Stephon Gilmore type cornerback. And I think that he's really being slept on in this draft process. So that's it. Vikings move around. Kwesi does it again. There you go. 7-round mock draft. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull, production value.